Welcome back. You're watching us here on Halftime Report. The casualty of the day on the stock market is BLS International, under pressure after the Ministry of External Affairs has temporarily restricted the company from participating in new Indian mission tenders for a period of 2 years. The stock opened sharply lower. From there has been a bit of a recovery because this business contributes about 12% to their revenues. Just before we go across to Shikhar Aggarwal, who is joining in, let's look at some of the footage coming in from Donald Trump, his, visit to West Asia. So he's landed out there. Obviously, this morning there were, all right. So we will obviously get you some more footage out there, Trump in Israel. But let's continue our conversation with Shikhar Aggarwal, who's the Joint Managing Director of BLS International, who joins in. Shikhar, thank you so much for joining in. Most importantly, what is the reason given by the Ministry of External Affairs for debarring this? And what is your next course of action from here on? While it contributes about 12% to your revenues and your current state of affairs does not get impacted, for the next 2 years, you cannot bid for any orders. Was there any particular reason that they gave it?
See, we have been working, the company was started with the Indian government. We started working in the year 2009. So this was, a procedural issue. There were some consumer complaints or something. Those were the reasons that were given. So, that is why we had declared it to the market on Saturday when we received the letter. So I feel that, in the first quarter, around 12% of our revenue was generated and around 8 to 9% of our EBITDA was generated through the business that we do with the MEA. But none of this business is going to be impacted. All of the revenue and EBITDA are going to retain in the company. All those contracts are valid from 2 to 5 years. This circular restricts us temporarily for bidding for new contracts for the Indian MEA that will come out maybe not right now, whenever they come out, but we are actively working with the authorities to resolve this issue.
Wait, you said that it was on account of some customer complaints because of some of the services. Can you elaborate upon that?
See, we work globally in for 70 plus countries, and we are working with different 40 plus governments. So there were some, maybe there were some complaints in some other countries for procedural issues, etc. But we are working actively with the authorities to resolve this issue.
What was the nature of those complaints? If you could elaborate once again on that, what were those countries that complained? Because while if they were procedural, it would not immediately, cause the Ministry of External Affairs to debar you.
Correct. So that is what we are trying to analyze, and we are working actively to resolve this issue with them. And I don't see any impact on our revenue, etc. We continue to maintain the growth momentum. Whatever discussions we had in the last few quarters, we continue to actively remain focused on that.
Right. Shikhar, you said that, right now there are some contracts which are there, will continue, and they're in a period of 2 to 5 years. Any contracts that are coming for renewal right now, and do they come at risk as well with the MEA? Is there a concern on that front then?
No, actually, as I said, that we are actively working to resolve the issue. And I'm confident that whenever the new set of tenders come in, we will be able to resolve the issue. We are actively trying to solve it. And as I said, in the first quarter, the revenue that is generated is only 12% and 8% of our EBITDAs. And we are working with more than 40 client government in 70 plus countries. We recently won a big contract with UIDI also, with the Adar authority, which will start getting deployed in the next few months, which is a 2,000 crore contract. So we continue to win tenders, and as I said, there's a big pipeline of $1.5 to $2 billion tenders that we are bidding globally. We recently won contracts with Poland, Hungary.
We get all of that, Shikhar. We get all of that. Just keep it very simple for now. For this issue, over the next 2 years, what amount of your existing contracts come up for renewal?
See, as I said, out of this, the work that we are doing with the MEA, 12% of our total revenue in the first quarter contribution and 9% of our EBITDA came from
that we got. What proportion of this comes up for renewal?
Correct. So I'm saying that the contracts are of different duration. Some contracts are for 2 years, some are more than that. So these contracts have a renewal cycle of 2 to 5 years. There are different tenders. The Indian government comes out with the embassy-centric tender.
Shikhar, what about global clients, right? Because if there's an issue which your own government, your home country government is raising, does this give a concern on the global front as well? Because those global clients or whoever global governments that you are tying up with, is there any concern or worry that one should watch out for now?
See, we are the only Indian company in this business globally, and we have attained a market share of 17% globally, and we work with more than 40 governments now. Even with the government of India, I'm confident that we'll be able to resolve the issue. We are actively working on it. With the global governments also, we have an open conversation with them, and it's a transparent manner. And this is the letter that we have received. We have informed everyone, even to the exchanges, and we are working towards resolving it. And I'm confident that we will be able to resolve it. So I don't see any issue.
We'll come to modalities on that one in just a bit. You're speaking about the global company, etc. There is global peace for now. Right now, we're finding visuals of Trump in Israel shaking hands with Netanyahu, and there is a peace deal that has been signed for now. So that's good. All is well. U.S. President in Israel. But let's go back to our conversation. You said you are hopeful of resolution on this one. Shikhar, can you give us a sense on by when? Do you have a timeline?
I think we are working on it to resolve it ASAP. I don't know exact timeline, maybe in the next few months, ASAP, as it is possible. We are going to rectify if there was any specific issues. And I'm confident that we will be able to, again, work on the future contracts with them. And globally, as I said, we're actively bidding, and we have recently won these contracts with UIDI, etc. So our growth momentum and our trajectory continue to remain strong.
Right. Shikhar, in Q1, you've managed to see 44% growth. Last Q4 FY25 was also 50% growth. Now, if you're saying that, in Q1 FY26, 10% to 12% of your revenue came in from Indian mission tenders, what is the growth outlook over there now? For the rest of the year, what would be the growth story?
See, as I said, whatever numbers we've achieved in the first quarter, our target is to maintain those numbers. We are staying, since we are in a silent period for quarter two, I cannot comment on that, but we continue to see strong growth momentum, in the next few months and in the last few months as well. And the next few years as well, with this new contracts that we have won with UIDI, etc., which are still to be deployed, revenue will start coming into the company. So our growth trajectory and the growth momentum will definitely continue.
Right. Shikhar, just one word. What is the margins that actually come in from these Indian mission tenders? Could you just give us what is the range of the margins from here? Yes.
As I said, 9% of our EBITDA came from the contracts with the Indian government.
So the percent of EBITDA margin would be what, around the 28% range? Is it higher, lower in terms of contracts?
How is it? It would be probably a little lower. I need to exactly check how much it was, but definitely it is lower.
And what does this do to any of your inorganic growth plans? I remember you had visions of, becoming the largest, much beyond what, say, your competitors, peers, VFS and the likes would do as well. What does this do to that? Is it a speed bump?
See, our vision has been steady fast from 2009 when we started the company. We acquired 1,200 crores worth of companies last year. We already have around 1,400 crores of cash again on the books. We are actively looking at inorganic opportunities. As we said, we have an M&A team, but we will not take any brash decisions. We are looking at, our multipliers, what companies we can buy, can add synergies, etc. So those kind of companies we're looking at, and definitely we feel that we are fully on our trajectory of growth, and we are working. We are an international company, so we are working towards that.
And, just one more bookkeeping question. You said that this business accounts for 12% of your revenue in the first quarter. As a proportion of your current order book, how much is it?
It's the same. You mean the order book? I didn't understand.
Yeah, so basically you have orders which you execute, right? So I wanted to know if there is any lag in the revenue execution and the order book right now.
Oh, no, it's already coming into account. First quarter we got this.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Probably, definitely as the contracts with UIDI, etc., and other governments start coming in, this revenue contribution will be a little more lesser in the next few years.
Okay, Shikhar, thank you so much for joining us on the show and patiently answering all our questions. Hope we speak to you once the resolution comes as well, or more clarity on that front. We'll watch out for that. Thank you so much, Shikhar, for joining in with us. As of now, the management is highlighting that, this is not going to impact their business in the near term. They're in talks to get in terms of resolution from the MEA side as well, in terms of the complaints that were filed. But let's move on.